welcome back everybody to Stardew Valley here on Fantasy Farm. The spirits are neutral today. Queen of Sauce rerun is Plum Pudding, which we already have. And our boost for the day is Speed Up, which is good. And it will not be the only boost we're getting potentially today. Dear Delta, thank you so much for the leeks. They look fresh and delicious. George will love them. Today I'm going to surprise him with 12 little gift-wrapped treasures thanks to you. Stop by if you want to be there. Evelyn, I do want to be there for that. Dear Delta, here's a vegetable from the little garden I keep out back. You probably have more veggies than you know what to do with, but oh well. Caroline. Thank you, that's getting sold. Alright, today, first and foremost, the usual, the routine, the immediate cutting. We'll be right back. Alright, this is currently what we're sitting at. Everything else, and including by the bus stop, has already been organized and put up. So these are what are getting sold. The reason the regular leek is getting sold is simply because all of the wild stuff has grown, which is why we have a ton of it here now. The count is slightly off because I also picked up one of the horseradish and the leek over on the left side of the forest farm. But yes, we are doing very good on those. So really, at this point, there's no need anymore to keep... I'm also going to take this out. There's no need to be keeping any non-iridium quality items like that. So those are why those are getting tossed. Also, you might notice, I completely forgot to mention it. This is the reward we picked up from Evelyn's quest. The coffee maker automatically brews a fresh cup of coffee every single morning. Yep, you heard right. You'll get a free thing of coffee from that every single morning. All you have to do is just leave it out somewhere, and you automatically get it. It is a very, very handy thing to have. Also, very quickly, I'm going to drop the salmon berries off because I don't need those. And I do want to show that event off, so I am going to do that. And then we'll head on over. Since it doesn't start till 10, it's not too big of a deal if we're not there immediately. We'll see what there is to see. Maybe get a new outfit. We couldn't do that last time. If anybody was wondering of like, oh, why couldn't you do the outfit? It's because Emily was vendoring one of the stands. That's why. So it just wasn't a thing we were able to do. Well, I see 11 of them, but oh well. Maybe I'm miscounting. Delta, what's the meaning of all this? Is this some kind of prank? We wanted to show our appreciation. Your wife set this up, or yes, it's a prank. I'm going to go with we wanted to show our appreciation. Because it's true. We like George. Leek. My favorite, just like Mommy used to make so many years ago. Well. Well, that... Guess maybe I'm not as forgotten and ignored as I thought. Thanks, son. You made an old man's day. I got you. While Evelyn will always have a special place in my heart, in particular after losing my grandmother while doing this LP, George is up there as well, simply due, in addition to the fact that I just like him as a character, my grandfather, who is a lot more like Evelyn, and my grandmother was a lot more like George, so a bit of a role reversal there. But he is my last surviving grandparent as of this recording, and he's not in terrible health or anything, but, you know, whenever you start losing your grandparents, it can get pretty rough, and with this, I'm only down to one, so as of December, he is the last surviving one. You don't ever think it'll happen as soon as it does, because I'm only 30 right now. And I actually... Hi, Vincent! Way to kill the mood there. I'd actually have 5 grandparents since my grandfather divorced and remarried on my dad's side, but they're all gone as well, so... Of the 5 that I had, I've only got 1 left. Alright, I think I would like more of the same, honestly. So the sharp cheddar and the mushroom cream. That was a good pick for attack and mining. So I am good to go with that. Let's see who is vendoring. It doesn't look like anybody's there right now. I'm kind of wondering where they are. You have anything in particular that's special today? I don't really see anything. Got anything new to say, Lewis? Remember, today is the last day of the festival. We'll be back next year, though. Yep, that's true. It will be back. Magic rock candy for $2.50. I could get that. A rare and powerful candy infused with the essence of the prismatic shard. 500 energy, 225 health, plus 2 mining, plus 5 luck, plus 1 speed, plus 5 defense and attack for 8 minutes and 24 seconds. That is very tempting. What do you have over here in the, oh yeah, it's closed till noon, that's right. Well, in the meantime, let's do the questionnaire, I guess. See if I can get this correctly. Oh. You can only do it once per year, I guess. It's just if you mess up, you can get another attempt at it. Gotcha. Okay. What do you got? 30 at the Skull Cavern, 15 pieces of ore. We'll do level 30. It was doable last time, it's doable again. I'll attempt to do that, I guess, maybe. I don't know, I feel like the mining is more important, so that's honestly probably what I will choose. Abigail and Leah. I don't really need either of those things. Sorry, Abby. How about over here? Short bookcase, hardwood salad. Again, none of these too terribly important, but that means it's pretty safe to say I got no real sadness about doing this. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna buy that rock candy. Is there anything else here I want? I'll take the Calico statue, I think. And I'm gonna grab as many of these as I can, and I'll continue to do that more, I think. Alright, let's give it a go and see what happens, but first... Well, we already have a hole to jump down here, but let's lucky up just to be double sure. I did forget to go and grab the mining bonus, but you know what? We can save that for later in the video so that the second day is not just a complete nothing burger by comparison to today as well. Yeah, I think this is just that staircase, or that, Mummy's becoming angry. I think it is just that one that I'm used to seeing before. I think it's just flipped, rotated either 90 or 270 degrees. That's my guess, anyway. Well, that is a bit of a shame that we couldn't grab that stuff from Maru, that it just conveniently happened to fall on the first day. If it had fallen on the last day, if it had fallen today, would have actually had a tough choice between the rock candy and the iridium bars. That said, I think I would have taken the rock candy because that is genuinely harder to find than the iridium bars. We've got one that's coming up on like the quest ticket reward thing, but they're definitely harder to find than iridium for sure. Going with any rhyme or reason here. There's not a huge cluster of rocks or anything in a particular spot. I guess I could have gotten the thing from Emily too, of the new outfit. But you know what? Maybe it's a good thing that we only did it once. Calico boost. Monsters do less damage. I mean, there's no reason to not want that. Well, we're getting one of those floors, huh? I get the sneaking suspicion that the staircase is already available, and it's, yep, down here, sure enough. Ooh, yep, that is definitely an angry mummy. He is going way faster than he normally does. Which also means that he might get back up faster than he normally does. So let's just, prevent that from happening. Yeah, I'm gonna be careful around those. Yikes. Speed boost. Alright, I'll take it. Not this time. I had a feeling the staircase might have already been active. Nope, I guess not this time around. There it is. This looks like a good spot for a bomb. Well, 8 levels, ouch. I don't have enough for a staircase, which is a bit of a shame. But there's not much I can do about that, other than just beating these guys up. Hey, it's added to the Monster Slayer, because we still haven't gotten the 1,000 slimes. The last time I looked at it, we were at 777. But that was a while ago, so we're probably in the mid-800s is probably my guess now. Roughly the mid-800s, low to mid-800s. Like 840, probably. I feel like, especially if it counts the smaller ones, we've definitely killed probably 70 slimes since I looked at that last. Sure, why not? No dice, huh? Alright. There's a warp totem, that could come in handy later. No staircase from that. Alright, well, that's a shame. It's a pink cake out of nowhere. Suppose we could take that. Some topaz and a free ride to another exit here. That a bit extra ability is about to run out here. Do I have anything to tack on? I mean, the Lucky Lunch is still active for a good bit here. Why this is always one of the room setups I'm not big on, is this one in particular. I don't know why. It's not a super large room, but I never seem to have much luck with the junctions here. Either I go too far and don't find anything at the end, or I get out early and then it turns out, oh, there was probably a bunch of stuff up there. No effect. Ooh, that is not looking good. Let's fix that before it goes really sideways. Yeah, those angry mummies, they're not messing around. There are a lot of them over there, too. I'm gonna get myself back up to full. I'm willing to take the penalty to knock those guys out. Ah, I didn't see the hole till it was too late. Well. Alright, there's 30, and honestly, I think I'm probably good to just tap out here. So I don't want to miss anything that might still be open. So for this year, there's a rating. I know you've already told me that one, yeah. But it's more eggs. And we get the espresso as well, which we'll swap this out for. Luckily, you are still available. Is there anything else I really want to buy? I don't really need the foraging experience. A lot of this is just aesthetics. If I needed strawberry seeds, I could put strawberries in the seed maker when they start to grow. I feel like the mystery boxes are probably the best bet. But, that said, let's do something different. I'll take the dark velvet bow, and how much do I have left? 55. We'll take 2 of those. And because we've got the eggs for it, sure. The pumpkin soup, too. Why not? That will do it for me. Hey, guys, how you doing? Sands of Time, the Sands of Time. She mumbling about I'm here for the spicy food tent. I hear you, man. Yeah, I'm gonna jump out of this early. Go put all this stuff up, and then I'm gonna go get that mining, I believe that's what I'm gonna choose. The mining mastery. And potentially we can hopefully have the items necessary in order to use that. Alright, gemstones can go. I don't need to keep those that much. That can go. I think everything else we're keeping. Definitely hanging on to that. Warp totem. We'll put the statue in there too, why not? Maybe I should start putting the shirts in here. I'm actually kind of leaning towards that. I'll start putting the outfits and stuff in here that I'm not going to be using really that much. So we'll toss all of these. Yeah, that seems like a better spot for them, honestly. I guess we'll just hang on to them. I don't know if they disappear from your inventory or what. I assume they probably do. They're probably just programmed to leave, but we'll see. We have enough for one more, so that's 3, and then we got 6. So we'll have 9. Oh, we're so close, too. We're so close to that. Maybe with any luck with the Omni Geodes, we could get that, but and we'd be better off trading them, honestly, so I'll just hang on to them that way. These can all go in here. Already got enough purple mushrooms, so we'll crush the geode, put that in here. And then we will go and grab our next mastery skill. I don't know if we can get to Mastery 4 by the end of spring. That seems like we're pushing it like a lot to do that. I don't think it's impossible by any stretch, but will it be easy? No, it will definitely not be easy. Alright, before I make that decision outright, I want to look at the rest of these. I don't really think I need this. The trinkets are cool, but I don't really feel like I need the rest of these that much. The golden mystery boxes would be nice, and the treasure totem would also be really nice. And the mystic tree seed would be nice. Those are all good options. It mostly depends on the statue of the Dwarf King and how bad I want that. And I do think I want that more. So I'm going to take that. So we have the ability to craft that now, but what does it cost us to do that? 20 iridium bars. Ugh, that's rough. That is real rough. Alright. For the rest of the day, I'm just going to go around foraging, I think, because the salmon berries are still in season. This does give us opportunity to either save them for a later date, as they are the same in healing as the blackberries, or if I end up not wanting to do that, I can sell them as well. We've got plenty of time to take care of this, so that part's not too big of an issue. And if I get to the ones that are in town, which I should be able to, I'll check and see if there is a new quest available as well on the special orders board. Because now with that one done, we can look into getting some other ones done as well. I know which ones I would like to see appear, but just because I want to see them appear does not mean they're necessarily going to show up. But either of the ones of being able to deliver the ectoplasm or prismatic jelly would both be very good options. If the game would be as so kind to give me the option for either of those. Curious if I threw these away. 772, that's 60% of their value. So they're probably at about, like, 1,200-ish total for all of those. You would expect these to just like be your be-all, end-all for like, oh yeah, just use this healing item, you would never switch to anything else again. But surprisingly no, it's going to kind of get to the point later on where your best bet is probably going to be instead just going for stuff that it heals you extremely high in one go. There are new quests available. And the prismatic jelly is on here. Again, I don't want to do this one. I require the assistance of tracking down a rare and dangerous prismatic slime within the local caves. Bring me a jar of its jelly and you'll be duly rewarded, Rasmodius. That is what I want to do. He's going to be locked yet because it's past 10. But yes, that is one that I want for sure. So yeah, it just says, slay a prismatic slime, deliver the jelly to the wizard. The prismatic slime is not a slime we have seen, and for good reason. You can only see this when the quest has been accepted. That's why you've not seen the enemy before. And whenever it is slain, I believe it is a guaranteed chance to drop that. So, the good news is, you will definitely get it. And then, of course, it will disappear, never to be seen again, unless you do that quest again. Yeah, I think I'm just going to sell the salmon berries, to be perfectly honest, but extra income, so I'll take it. Just going to drop all these in there, I think. I'll hang on to that prize ticket. I don't really need the fishing rod right now, so I'm going to put that away. Don't need that. I get the sneaking suspicion that... Oh, no. Oh, it's because I haven't put them in there yet. I need to do that. I've been forgetting that too many times. There we go. Now we get another set of those going. That cauliflower that Jody gave me. Or whoever it was. No, it was Caroline. Alright, so that festival is done and dusted. Looks like it is raining. The fortunes say spirits are annoyed. Living off the land. Let's talk honey. No, not you, silly. I'm talking about the sweet product made by our friends, the bees. If you've got some flowers blooming near your bees, they'll produce flavored honey. Otherwise, you only get wild honey. Pretty sweet, huh? Our boost is the friendship boost. We do get our free coffee, which is nice. I'll set that over here. I'll probably be drinking it very shortly. those up. And I'm going to drink that coffee and get the routine started, so I will see you guys momentarily. Alright, I'm going to cut back in here because the beats for that quest are done. So I do want to grab these and show them off. I believe we only needed 10, but I bought a fair bit. I think I had, like, yeah, 38, apparently. I think I had 40, and I didn't have the space for those 2 remaining ones, so I might go ahead and grab those and plant them as well. We'll do that real quick. Yep, sure enough, there they are. We will plant those right here next to the broccoli. In addition, we are hitting the point of having 20 of each of these items. So, other than the pomegranate, which I've been giving Elliot, the rest of these I'm going to start selling them as well. As for the beets, I am going to hang on to some of those. Should have checked and seen what season that these would fall under. Actually, you know what? I'll do one better. I'll leave them in here. How many did I need for that? 10. Let's put all those in there, and then we'll just... yeah, we'll just do that. I'll sell a couple of them to have them up on the selling list, but we'll move those down here, this over here. And that looks pretty good to me. Additionally, this should also definitely be done by now. No, it is not. Okay, never mind. I was going to say that wine should be done, so I can have that ready for another thing, but nope, it is still going. So we will put all of that stuff away. Gonna drop those in as well. Got some lightning going on here too. Alright, so let's take a look. Other than that, the prismatic jelly, I do want to make sure to get that done. The beets inside Lewis's fridge is probably what we'll do first, because we do have the prize ticket anyway that we need to bring over there. But, since I've been slacking on it, what do we have for gifting left? Just Alex and the dwarf. That's actually not that hard. And Alex should be inside, and the dwarf, we're heading that way anyway. So this should be entirely doable. Also, while we're here, 45 spots for, well, I was going to say for open-tilled soil. We have some seeds. We should use them. Any other seeds? I don't think so. I don't spot any other seeds. Really look around here super diligently for anything like the carrots and whatnot being ready, so there we go. Any other spots that need to be tilled? I don't think there is, because these are all strawberries, so they're all still going strong. We'll take another look. And then the other one I needed was the dwarf. We can just grab something out of here. That'll work. I do want to hang on to that default green bean, as I don't have a lot of those. The rest of those can go up. Now what are we looking at? 33. Okay. Where did I park my horse? Ah, there you are. So yeah, I'll grab an extra few bit of seeds. Just to make absolutely sure I'm got all my bases covered here. I'll just leave these down here for now. I don't think I'm going to have any real use for those. Alright, so in order, seeds, Alex, prize ticket. What do we got here? 35 pieces of wood? We'll see. It is Pam's birthday, but we've got Max French with her. Also on that list that just said it needs to be gathered today, you still get 2 days for that, even though Robin's telling you, like, oh, it has to be done by today. It doesn't have to. Let's skipped on Alex, but that's fine because we got to go back that direction anyway. Hey, Lewis. 5 diamonds. Very nice. Oh, right. I was going to drop those things off. Where did it say to put those? In his fridge. Oh, where he's blocking the way. That's nice. You quickly place the beets in the fridge. Wait a second. There's a note taped to the milk. It's addressed to you. Good job, kid. Your final task. Give the sand dragon his last meal, Mr. Key. This time the instructions are more cryptic. His last meal, huh? Alright. So we'll have to figure that bit out. You also get the friendship points today for everyone, so that's good. Any chance that that was it for... Probably not. Yeah, we still have one more heart with him to go. As for Final Taste, I'm actually going to have to look that one up because I don't remember what that is off the top of my head. But we could probably do that pretty quickly. So I will drop these off. I think I'm just actually going to sell the diamonds for profit, honestly, and the salmon berries too. So I'm going to check and see what that is to make absolutely sure I'm right, because I think I know, but I'm not completely sure, and I don't want to waste too much time. So we will be right back. All right, we are back. I was correct in that, and I also get to do a quick bit of research on the prismatic slime to make sure I was correct on that as well. So it looks like we're good there. All right. I do want to go ahead and grab these as well. So what we need for giving the dragon its final meal, it is a solar essence. I was actually correct on that. So you're going to take that out to the desert where that big old statue slash skeleton of what's theoretically a dragon, I guess, is. And you might have looked at it the first time you came here and maybe remember that it had a little thing that it was asking for. And I thought you could give that to it immediately, but it turns out you couldn't. You had to wait for this quest. But yes, over here. Small gapes of the desert sun, even in death it yearns for a taste of the sun. Place the essence in the dragon's maw. Only then do you notice a note hidden in the eye socket. You've proven yourself, kid. Check out the pile of lumber next to your house, Mr. Key. Well, since we're already pretty much next to our house anyway, we can do that real quick. Also, I need to check and see how many empty tiles I have so I can refill with seeds. 33. Okay. I will remember to do that, I hope. Well, that's a problem. Okay, here's the plan, since that's kind of in the way. We're just gonna move everything. I know you can move the chests, but you can only move them in the direction opposite of what you're facing. And so as a result, that means that I actually can't move it anywhere except towards where I'm trying to go, and then it's gonna get stuck. So that's not gonna be much help. So instead, we'll just clear everything out steadily here. I think you can also do... Oh, I thought you could do, like, take all and give all, but maybe not. I don't actually need this much space. Let me grab this. Yes, that. And there we go. Under a piece of wood, you found a club card. You're not sure what it's for, but it seems important. It's been added to your wallet. Speaking of important, let's put this back down. Change the color back to what it should be. And we can put everything away again and get it all reorganized. So yes, the club card is another one of those. You just have it in your inventory. It's like the all the other things you've been seeing recently with the... That is not what I asked for. And now I can't grab that. Oh, only because I'm full. Stop. Thank you. Put that there. Those need to go up before they start causing more problems. But yes, that's one that you just have in your inventory. You don't have to worry about constantly having to pull it out of one of your treasure chests. You'll just have it, which is a nice little plus. And that, and that. Okay, now what I actually needed to grab here. That, my sword. I don't think really anything else. So put this here. These can also go up. And since we kind of spent some time dilly-dallying there like an idiot, this does mean that, at the very least, Gus's bar is open so I can grab more coffees there, because I usually do run through more than one a day in-game. At this point, we can kind of go back to potatoes, honestly. So I think that's what we'll do. So we'll do that. What can I get for you? Oh, just some coffee. Curious to see what else you had, though. Thanks, my man. Boxes open here. Let's see, aquamarine ring, a bomb, or 5 bombs rather. Some pumpkin soup. A warp totem. 10 mixed seeds. More mystery boxes. A lobster bisque. I actually have no idea what that one was off the top of my head. Maple bar. 3 more coffees. A fish stew. And another fish stew. Alright, we'll go put all that away. Also, in case you wanted to see it, there it is right there, the club card. So we're missing 2 more things, it looks like, on that list for not books and not mastery skills, basically, because they're all, I guess, sort of special powers. I don't know if having a club card is really necessarily a special power. I hesitate to call it that, but sure, it's close enough, I guess. Alright, let's put some things away here. The ring. Food stuff's been mostly going in here, so we'll put it in there. I think I'm okay with not hanging on to the bombs for this particular mission. Put that away. Well, now I guess we can hang on to the warp totem. Could get us back a little bit faster. And again, we're probably better off putting out the mixed seeds first in case they take longer. I think a lightning strike must have gotten that one. Fence post there. Alright, seeds have been replanted. I've got a little bit of excess, but that's okay. We'll just store it in here for now. Gold bar can get going. Speaking of getting going, let's actually get going to the mines here. So we've got a prismatic jelly to hunt down, and the first thing I want to do when hunting that down is increase my luck. Sometimes these can be a little bit of a headache to find. Theoretically, they shouldn't be, but sometimes they can be. That's not the right one, but I'll take this real quick. So the prismatic slime will basically have a chance, depending on your luck stat, to replace any slime that you run across. And as a result of that... Sorry, see what else he had here. As a result of that... Yeah, why not? The easiest place to find it, or the quickest way to get through, is to begin at the beginning. Any place where there can be an enemy, or a slime, means that it can be replaced by that prismatic one. So there's no need to go to extremely low floors. Your best bet is to stick to the earliest floors. Let's see if we can't find some enemies in here. Of any kind, apparently. You'll do. Well, now you have to start efficiently checking every single floor to make sure that you haven't skipped on an enemy. It is worth noting, if you are doing this, especially earlier on in the game, and your combat is not high, you don't have a strong weapon, etc., that these guys do hit pretty hard. They have about 1,000 health and do about 30 damage per hit on average, which will, of course, vary depending on your defense from your weapon, boots, etc. But if they're replaced with a, regular old green slime, needless to say, they're going to be a little bit tougher to kill than just a green slime that will die in one hit. And we're not having much luck finding any slimes, period, all of a sudden. Doesn't like the game to just not give me enemies. This feels weird. Can we at least get the staircase without having to walk back up? There we go. Hey, there's a slime. I was beginning to think they didn't exist anymore. As one would expect with a prismatic slime, it's going to be basically glowing different colors consistently, so you'll know it when you see it. It won't look like a traditional slime. I don't really need the copper, but you know what, why not? If you do miss it on a floor, it's not the end of the world, but obviously you'd be better off not doing that, so I'm going to try to thoroughly inspect every single corner that I come across to make sure I don't do that. This loop. Oh, some copper. Admittedly, because I'm finding all the resources, I'm actually going to switch over to, well, after this floor, I guess, since we'll be at 10. I think I am going to switch over to lower floors just to switch to iron. To be able to pick that up, because I do need iron way more than I need copper. So, I'm actually going to drop to 40 here. And obviously slimes are still available to show up. Ooh, quite a bit of jade. So yeah, you can see right there finally that it does stack. We got 4 there. Because there's a couple things where it says gemstones can appear in pairs. Another one of those swords. Would be helpful earlier in the game, but not so much now with the Galaxy Sword. Anything else? Just frozen tear. There we go. I want to see lots of these slimes. When I see one, that means there's a chance it could get replaced by the one we're looking for here. big old floor and a lot of enemies here, too. Apparently you guys were all hanging down out here. That was why I couldn't find you on the earlier floors. So yeah, there's a good chance that until we find the prismatic slime that a large bulk of our time is going to be spent down here hunting for it. Are there enemies? Nope, that looks like it was it. At least for that floor. Meanwhile, this one, by comparison, is bone dry. This is another configuration you don't see very often, is this particular style of floor. Curious as to what they had for their abilities. Still have the warp totem on me, so we don't really need to rush out of here. Here's overrun with monsters, but that might not be a bad thing in this particular instance. Iron Edge, we've already seen that before. There you are. Come here. I think that is going to be it for this particular one. No luck thus far, so you can see that it just, unfortunately, it does play down to luck sometimes of whether you can get one to appear or not. You might have good fortune, and it might pop up almost immediately, but you could also have the equal misfortune of being really diligent, staying on top of it, and still not being able to find it through no fault of your own. Alright, there's a lot of weapons in here. I'm going to have to take some of these and drop them off at some point. What else was I going to drop off in here? That. That was not what I meant to do, but I can't really fix that now, because I would pass out before I could get back. So, that's what we're going to do. So yeah, $37.50 for those 5 diamonds. The good old Gate Guardian from Yu-Gi-Oh! Of time past. I'll have to fix this again afterwards, but that's fine. Either way, we've got our next quest coming up. We've done some of the big ones. I don't really care about the wood gathering. We could, but I really just don't care. That said, I might try to get to Robin to see what projects I can have her do next, as seed planting is not too terribly big a deal because we're going to be making a bunch from the strawberries, so money is not going to be too big of an object. So we might be seeing for house upgrades, potentially, because there's not too much else we really need to do right now. There's no other big events coming up for spring. We'll have plenty of money from the strawberries again for getting the summer seeds. So now we're kind of in the, we've made a bunch of money and we're going to be making more. What do we use it for? We'll figure that out and more next time on Let's Play Stardew Valley. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Later.